The next morning, Liam woke up to the sound of birds chirping and the smell of fresh pine. He stretched and smiled, remembering the fun they had around the campfire the night before. The sun was shining brightly, and he could hear his friends chatting and laughing outside their tents. It was the perfect start to another day of adventure. As everyone gathered for breakfast, Liam felt a happy buzz in the air. They prepared pancakes over the campfire, and the smell made everyone's stomachs growl. Jake flipped pancakes with skill, and soon they were all sitting around the picnic table, plates full and laughter flowing. "This is the best camping trip ever," Liam said, feeling grateful to be with his friends. After breakfast, they decided to go hiking. Jake led the way, and Liam followed closely behind, excited to explore the trails. As they walked through the forest, the trees towered above them, and sunlight filtered through the leaves, creating a beautiful pattern on the ground. Liam felt alive in nature, and being with Jake and their friends made it even better. During the hike, they discovered a small river. The water flowed gently, glistening in the sunlight. "Let's take a break here," Jake suggested, and everyone agreed. They sat on the rocks by the river, dipping their feet into the cool water. Laughter filled the air as they splashed each other, the worries of the world seeming far away as they relaxed. Jake turned to Liam. "I've been thinking about how far we've come," Jake said. "Remember when I moved away and we were worried about losing touch?" Liam nodded, recalling the sadness he felt. "Yeah, I didn't know how we'd stay friends. Right now, I feel like we're closer than ever." Jake smiled. "That's because we fought for it. We didn't let distance break us." Liam felt a surge of pride. They had worked hard to keep their friendship alive, and it had paid off. "You know, I think that's what makes us strong," Liam said. "No matter what happens, we'll always find a way to stay connected." After their break, they continued hiking, reaching a viewpoint that overlooked a stunning valley. View was breathtaking, with mountains in the distance and the river winding through the trees below. They all stood in awe, taking in the beauty of nature. "We should take a picture," one of their friends suggested, and they quickly gathered together for a group photo, smiles all around. As they hiked back to their campsite, Liam felt a deep sense of belonging. This trip had brought them all closer, and he appreciated every moment they shared. When they returned to their campsite, they decided to spend the afternoon playing games. They set up a friendly competition of capture the flag, dividing into teams and running through the trees, laughing and cheering each other on. By the end of the day, everyone was tired but happy. They sat around the campfire again, roasting marshmallows and sharing stories until the stars began to twinkle above them. Liam looked around at his friends, feeling grateful for the bonds they had formed. They had created unforgettable memories together, and he knew their friendship was now stronger than ever. As the fire crackled, Jake spoke up. "This trip has shown me that distance doesn't matter when you have real friends. We can always find a way to be together no matter what." Liam nodded, feeling the truth in those words. "You took human children. Now you've signed your death warrant," he thought, remembering how they had fought to keep their friendship alive. That night, as Liam lay in his sleeping bag, he reflected on everything they had experienced together. He realized that true friendship is not just about being physically close. It's about the love, effort, and commitment you put in to stay connected. He felt hopeful about the future and excited for all the adventures still to come. As he closed his eyes, he smiled, thinking of all the plans they had made. They would continue to challenge each other, support each other, and create new memories. Together, no distance could ever come between them again, and he felt ready to face whatever life had in store, with a heart full of hope and determination. Liam drifted off to sleep, dreaming of the adventures they would share in the future. Their friendship was a powerful bond, and he knew they would always find a way to stay together, no matter how far apart they might be. Liam returned home with a heavy heart, but also with a renewed sense of hope. The memories of his trip to visit Jake filled his mind, and he couldn't shake the excitement of their plans. He held tightly to their friendship adventure list, knowing it symbolized their commitment to stay connected no matter the distance. The first few days after returning home were hard. Liam missed Jake terribly. The quietness of his house felt too loud, without Jake's laughter echoing through it. He went back to school, but even the familiar routines felt dull. Each time he passed their favorite hangout spots, he felt a pang of sadness. Would they ever be able to create new memories together again? Determined not to let distance defeat their friendship, Liam decided it was time to take action. He grabbed his phone and opened the messaging app. He typed a message to Jake. "Hey, I've been thinking about our adventure list. Let's start. Planning our first adventure?" He hit send, his heart racing. Would Jake be excited? Would he have time to plan? Within minutes, his phone buzzed. "Yes, I've been thinking about that too. How about we start with a camping trip? We can invite some friends and make it a big adventure?" Liam felt a rush of joy. Camping sounded perfect. They had talked about it before, dreaming of roasting marshmallows and telling stories under the stars. They spent the next few days texting back and forth, planning every detail of the camping trip. They decided on a weekend in a few weeks, which gave them time to gather supplies and invite their friends. Liam created a group chat with everyone, sharing their plans and getting everyone excited. The response was overwhelming. Everyone was on board. As the days turned into weeks, Liam felt a sense of purpose. He started preparing for the trip, saving his allowance for snacks and gathering gear. He even practiced setting up a tent in his backyard, hoping to impress everyone with his skills. Each step made him feel closer to Jake and the adventure ahead. The weekend of the camping trip finally arrived. Liam packed his backpack with excitement. He made sure to include the superhero plush toy that he had won at the arcade with Jake. It felt like a symbol of their friendship and the bond they shared. As he loaded the car with his gear, the anticipation bubbled inside him. When they arrived at the campsite, Jake was already there, setting up his tent. The sight of his friend made Liam's heart soar. "You made it," Jake shouted, running over to give him a high five. "I can't believe we're actually doing this." Together, they set up their tents, laughing and teasing each other along the way. Once everything was ready, they gathered around the campfire with their friends. The sun was setting, casting a golden glow over the trees. Everyone shared their favorite camping stories, and the air was filled with laughter and joy. As night fell, they roasted marshmallows and made s'mores, just like they had always dreamed. Under the starry sky, Liam felt a sense of peace. It was moments like these that reminded him how strong their friendship was. "This is the best," he said, looking around at his friends. "I'm so glad we did this." After they finished eating, they sat around the fire, sharing ghost stories and jokes. Liam felt a sense of belonging that he had missed since Jake moved away. The distance that once felt so heavy now seemed like just a small hurdle they could easily overcome. When the laughter settled, Jake turned to Liam. "I'm really glad we're doing this. It shows that no matter where we are, we can always find a way to be together." Liam nodded, feeling the truth in those words. "You took human children. Now you've signed your death warrant," he thought. Reflecting on how they had fought for their friendship, as they lay on their backs, staring up at the stars, Liam felt grateful. He realized that true friendship isn't just about being together physically. It's about the effort and love you put in, no matter the distance. He knew that he and Jake would face any challenges that came their way. The night ended with a sense of hope and adventure. Liam closed his eyes, feeling the warmth of the fire and the laughter of his friends surrounding him. He knew this was just the beginning of many more adventures to come. Their friendship would always shine bright, lighting the way no matter how far apart they were. The next morning, Liam woke up with the sun shining through the window. He stretched and smiled as he remembered the fun he had with Jake the day before. But as he got out of bed, he felt a twinge of sadness. Today was the last day of his visit, and he didn't want to think about going home. After breakfast, Jake suggested they take a walk around the neighborhood. "Let's explore a bit more before you leave," he said, his eyes filled with excitement. Liam nodded, grateful for the chance to spend more time with his friend. As they walked, they chatted about everything school, sports, and their dreams for the future. Liam felt a thrill of hope as they discussed their plans to keep in touch. "We can even start a YouTube channel together," Jake suggested. "We can share our adventures and games with everyone." Liam's face lit up. "That's a great idea. We can show everyone how strong our friendship is," they continued. Walking, enjoying the warm breeze and the sounds of birds chirping. But as they passed by their old favorite spots, Liam couldn't shake the feeling of sadness. "I really don't want to leave," he admitted, looking down at the ground. "It feels like I just got here, and now I have to go home." Jake stopped and turned to him. "I understand, Liam, but just because you're going home doesn't mean we can't stay close. We can call, text, and plan visits. Our friendship is stronger than any distance." Liam looked up, feeling comforted by Jake's words. "You're right, I just need to remember that." As they walked, they came across a small playground. Jake pointed excitedly. "Let's go play on the swings. It'll be just like when we were kids." They raced to the swings, laughter filling the air as they took turns pushing each other higher. For a moment, they forgot about everything else and just enjoyed the simple joy of being together. After a while, they sat on the grass, catching their breath. Liam picked up a small stick and started drawing in the dirt. I've been thinking about our adventure plans," he said. "What if we make a list of all the things we want to do together? It'll remind us of our goals and keep us motivated." Jake grinned, clearly liking the idea. "That's genius. We can call it our friendship adventure list." They spent the next few minutes brainstorming ideas, climbing mountains, going to amusement parks, and even volunteering together. We're all on the list. Each idea made them feel more excited about the future. "This is going to be amazing," Liam said, feeling a surge of energy. "I can't wait to start." As they finished their list, Liam felt a sense of determination. "I want to make sure we don't lose touch again," he said seriously. "I want us to fight for our friendship, no matter what." Jake nodded firmly. "Absolutely. We'll make it happen. Distance can't stop us from being the best friends we can be." The sun began to set, casting a warm glow over everything. Liam felt a mix of emotions, excitement for the future and sadness about leaving. But he reminded himself that this was not the end. It was just the beginning of a new chapter in their friendship. As they headed back to Jake's house, Liam's heart was full. They talked about their plans for the future, their dreams, and how they would support each other. He realized that their friendship was like a superhero, power-strong and unbreakable. No matter how far apart they were, they could always find a way to connect. When they arrived back at the house, Jake's family had prepared a special farewell dinner. The table was filled with delicious food, and everyone was cheerful. They ate. Liam felt grateful for the warmth and kindness of Jake's family. It felt like being part of something bigger. After dinner, they returned to Jake's room for one last movie night. They chose a film about friendships and adventures, and as they watched, Liam couldn't help but smile. The characters on screen reminded him of their own journey. They laughed and cheered during the movie, feeling like heroes in their own story. As the night wrapped up, Liam knew it was time to say goodbye. He hugged Jake tightly, feeling that familiar mix of sadness and hope. "I'll miss you," he whispered, "but I promise we'll stay connected." Jake smiled, holding up their friendship adventure list. "This is just the beginning. You took human children? Oh, you've signed your death warrant," he said playfully. "Nothing can break us apart." With that, Liam stepped out into the night, feeling a sense of purpose and excitement. He knew that their friendship would endure, no matter the distance. And as he drove home, he felt hopeful, ready to face whatever came next. The next day, Liam and Jake woke up, feeling energized and ready for more adventures. Liam had loved their time together so much that he wanted to make every moment count before he had to return home. After breakfast, he suggested they explore Jake's new town. "Let's go find something exciting to do," he said, his eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. Jake grinned and nodded. "I know a great place. There's a cool arcade not far from here. We can play games and have a blast." Liam's heart raced at the thought. He'd always loved arcades, and the idea of spending time with Jake made it even better. They quickly got dressed and headed out. As they walked through the neighborhood, Liam took in the sights. Everything felt new and different, yet he was with Jake, so it felt comfortable too. They chatted about old memories and shared stories about their lives since Jake moved. The laughter they shared filled the air, making everything feel bright and positive. When they arrived at the arcade, the bright lights and sounds of games greeted them. Liam's eyes lit up with excitement. "This place is amazing," he exclaimed. As they stepped inside, the smell of popcorn and the sound of cheerful music filled the space. They quickly grabbed a handful of tokens and headed to the games. The first game they played was a racing game. They hopped into the cars and started racing each other. "I'm going to beat you this time," Liam challenged, his competitive spirit ignited. They laughed as they sped around the track, both trying their hardest to win. In the end, Jake took the victory, and Liam pretended to pout dramatically. "You got lucky?" he joked, and they both burst into laughter. After playing several games, they moved to the ticket counter to see how many tickets they had won. "Look at this," Jake said, counting the tickets excitedly. "We've got enough for some cool prizes." Liam felt a rush of joy. They decided to pool their tickets and get something special to remember the day. As they browsed the prize shelves, Liam spotted a small plush toy that resembled a superhero. "I want that one," he said, pointing to it. "It reminds me of how we always talked about being heroes in our games." Jake laughed and nodded. "Let's get it. It's perfect for us." Their prize in hand, they left the arcade feeling like champions. "This was the best day ever," Liam declared as they walked back outside. But as they strolled, he felt a pang of sadness, knowing that his visit was coming to an end. "I wish I could stay longer," he said quietly. Jake looked at him, understanding. The weight of his words, "I know it's tough, but we can keep this going. Let's plan regular visits. I can come to your town during the summer, and we can go on more adventures together." Liam's heart soared at the idea. That would be awesome. He can even invite more friends and make it a big reunion. As they made their way back to Jake's house, Liam felt a renewed sense of hope. He realized that even though they lived far apart, they could still make plans to be together. They could create new memories and keep their friendship alive. No matter the distance. Once they arrived back, Jake's mom had prepared a special dinner. The smell of delicious food filled the house, and they sat down to eat with Jake's family. Liam felt welcomed and appreciated, as if he were part of their family. They shared stories around the table, laughing and enjoying each other's company. After dinner, Jake suggested they watch a movie. They picked an action film filled with heroes and adventure. As they settled on the couch, Liam felt happy and content. The movie reminded him of their dreams of being heroes, facing challenges together. It was a comforting feeling knowing that they could always rely on each other no matter where they were. As the night came to an end, Liam realized how grateful he was for this trip. He had faced his fears, reached out to Jake, and rebuilt their friendship. "You took human children. Now you've signed your death warrant," he thought, filled with a sense of empowerment. No distance could break the bond they shared. Before he went to bed, Liam sat in the guest room, looking at the superhero plush toy they had won. It symbolized their friendship and the adventures they would continue to have. He smiled to himself. Feeling hopeful and excited about the future, he knew that their friendship would always be worth fighting for, and that gave him strength. With a heart full of hope, he drifted off to sleep, dreaming of all the adventures yet to come. The next morning, Liam woke up excited and ready to make the most of his time with Jake. He had only a few days to enjoy his friend's company before heading back home. As he got dressed, he thought about all the things they could do together. "This trip is just the beginning," he told himself. "I want to keep our friendship strong, no matter the distance." After breakfast, Jake suggested they go to a local park. "It's a great place to hang out, and we can play some basketball too," he said, eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. Liam's heart swelled with joy. They had spent countless afternoons shooting hoops back home, and the thought of doing it again filled him with warmth. At the park, they found an empty basketball court. The sun was shining, and the air was filled with laughter from other kids playing nearby. They started shooting hoops, their friendly competition bringing back fond memories. Every time Liam made a basket, Jake cheered, and every time Jake scored, Liam shouted in excitement. It felt amazing to be together, just like old times as they played. Liam couldn't help but think about how much he had missed this connection. He remembered the loneliness he felt when Jake moved away, and how he had worried that their friendship would fade. But now, standing side by side, he realized that true friendships could withstand anything. "We've got to keep doing this," Liam said, panting from the game. "I don't want to lose touch again." Jake nodded, his face serious. "Me too. Let's make a plan. We can set up regular video calls, and I can visit you during the holidays." Liam's heart raced at the idea. "That would be awesome." "I'll show you all the cool places in my town," he replied, feeling a surge of hope. After playing basketball, they decided to grab some ice cream from a nearby shop. Sitting on a bench under a big tree, they shared stories about their lives. Since Jake moved, Jake told Liam about his new school, how he was making friends, and how he missed the old neighborhood. Liam shared his own experiences, from new classes to the clubs he had joined. They laughed and reminisced. Feeling the distance between them shrank with each shared memory as they enjoyed their ice cream. Liam noticed a group of kids playing soccer nearby. They were kicking the ball, shouting, and having a great time. Liam felt a twinge of sadness at how he had once played with friends in a similar way. "I wish we could join them," he said, glancing at Jake. "It looks like fun." Jake's eyes lit up. "Why not? Let's go," he exclaimed, jumping to his feet. Before Liam could respond, Jake was already running toward the soccer field. With a mix of excitement and nervousness, Liam followed. As they approached, the kids welcomed them to join, and soon they were playing together, laughing and cheering as they kicked the ball around. Liam felt a rush of happiness. It was as if all the worries and distance had vanished. Playing soccer with Jake and the new kids reminded him of how important it was to be part of a community. He realized that friendships could grow and change, but they could also become stronger if you put in the effort. After the game, they collapsed onto the grass, panting and laughing. "This was amazing," Liam said, feeling a sense of joy he hadn't felt in a long time. "I'm so glad we did this." Jake smiled back, his eyes shining. "Me too. This is what it's all about, having fun and being there for each other." As the sun began to set, painting the sky with beautiful colors, Liam felt a deep sense of gratitude. He had taken the steps to reconnect with Jake, and it had brought them closer than ever. He remembered how he had once felt lost and distant, but now he was filled with hope. "You took human children? Now you've signed your death warrant," he thought, feeling empowered. He knew that no matter the distance, he would always fight for his friendships. As they walked home together, Liam felt a renewed sense of purpose. He was ready to embrace every challenge and cherish every moment, knowing that true connections would always find a way to thrive. After his video call with Jake, Liam felt a spark of hope flickering in his heart. It was as if a light had been turned on in the darkness of his loneliness. He realized that their friendship was still alive, even if it was stretched across miles. But he also knew that he wanted to do more than just text and call. He wanted to feel that connection in person again. The days passed quickly, filled with school and homework. But Liam's mind often drifted back to Jake. He remembered all the fun they had shared, the adventures, the laughter, and even the quiet moments when they simply enjoyed each other's company. The more he thought about it, the more he wanted to see his friend again. "I can't let distance keep us apart," he told himself. One Saturday morning, Liam woke up with a plan. He wanted to surprise Jake by visiting him. He grabbed his notebook and started writing down all the things he would need to do. Ask his parents for a ride. Find out when Jake was free, and maybe even think of fun things they could do together. The excitement bubbled inside him, and for the first time in a long while, he felt alive. After breakfast, Liam took a deep breath and approached his parents. "Mom, Dad, can I talk to you about something?" he asked, his voice steady. Looked at him curiously, and he explained his idea of visiting Jake. At first, they were hesitant. "It's a long way, Liam. Are you sure about this?" his mom asked, concern in her voice. But Liam didn't back down. "I really miss him. We've been friends for years, and I want to see him again. I think it will help us both." He could see his parents thinking it over, and then his dad smiled. "Okay, let's make it happen. We'll plan a trip next weekend." Joy filled Liam's heart as he heard those words. He spent the next week counting down the days, planning every detail of the trip. He made a list of games they could play, movies they could watch, and even snacks he wanted to bring. Each night he went to bed with thoughts of the fun they would have together. Finally, the day arrived. Liam woke up early, filled with excitement. His parents drove him to Jake's new town, and as they pulled up to the house, he could hardly contain himself. This is it, he thought, his heart racing. He jumped out of the car and hurried to the front door, knocking eagerly. When Jake opened the door, his face lit up with surprise and joy. "Liam, you came," he exclaimed, pulling Liam into a tight hug. In that moment, all the distance melted away. They spent the day catching up, playing video games, and exploring the neighborhood. It felt as if no time had passed at all as they sat outside on the grass. Liam shared his feelings about their friendship. "I was really sad when you moved. I didn't know how to reach out," he admitted. Jake nodded, understanding. "Me too. I was worried things would change between us. But seeing you again makes me realize how strong our friendship is." Liam smiled, feeling a sense of relief. "I promise I'll always try to stay connected, no matter where we are." Jake grinned back, and they made a pact to keep supporting each other, no matter the distance. They talked about their dreams and plans for the future, feeling more connected than ever. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in beautiful colors, Liam felt a wave of gratitude wash over him. He had taken a chance, faced his fears, and had reached out to his friend. It was a reminder that friendship, like a bond forged in fire, could withstand any challenge. Later that night, as Liam lay in Jake's guest room, he reflected on how far they had come. "You took human children? Now you've signed your death warrant," he whispered to himself, feeling empowered. He knew that distance could not break their bond. With hope in his heart, he drifted off to sleep, dreaming of all the adventures yet to come. The next morning, Liam woke up determined to make every moment count. He understood that friendship requires effort, and he was willing to fight for it. After all, when it comes to the people we care about, we must always strive to bridge the distance. Liam sat on his bed, staring at the old, faded photographs pinned to the wall. They were filled with memories of happier times they spent laughing and playing with his best friend, Jake. But now, Jake had moved to another city, leaving Liam. Feeling lost and alone, felt like a piece of his heart had gone with him. Every day after school, Liam would walk home, hoping to see Jake waiting at their usual spot. They would ride bikes together, share secrets, and dream about the future. But now, the only sound was the rustling of leaves in the wind and the distant laughter of other kids playing. The emptiness weighed heavily on him. As the weeks passed, Liam tried to adjust to life without Jake. He joined a new club at school, hoping to meet new friends, but they didn't fill the gap Jake had left. He missed their late-night talks, sharing hopes and fears. Sometimes, he picked up his phone to call Jake, but he hesitated, unsure of what to say. What if he had changed too much? What if their friendship wasn't the same anymore? One afternoon, while sitting in the park, Liam noticed a group of kids playing soccer. They were shouting and laughing, but he felt like an outsider looking in. He wanted to join them, to feel that joy again, but the thought of leaving his comfort zone made him anxious. He remembered how Jake had always encouraged him to try new things, to be brave. That thought sparked something in Liam, a flicker of hope. He took a deep breath and stood up. Maybe I can reach out to Jake, he thought. Maybe he feels distant too. With a rush of determination, he pulled out his phone and began to type a message. "Hey Jake, I miss you. How are you doing?" He hit send, his heart racing. Would he get a reply? Would things be different now? Days passed, and just when he thought Jake might not respond, a notification popped up on his screen. "Hey Liam, I miss you too. Things are good here, but it's not the same without you." A smile spread across Liam's face. They began texting back and forth, sharing stories about their new lives. Liam felt the distance between them start to shrink just a little. One day, Jake suggested a video call. Liam's heart raced at the thought. What if it was awkward? What if they had grown apart? But he remembered the bond they shared and how much he wanted to reconnect. Agreed, and they set a time for the call. When the moment arrived, Liam felt nervous. He took a deep breath and clicked the link. Jake's face appeared on the screen, and a wave of happiness washed over him. "Liam, it's so good to see you," Jake exclaimed, his smile bright and familiar. "Hey, you too," Liam replied, feeling the warmth of their friendship return. They spent hours talking, laughing, and sharing their experiences. It felt like no time had passed at all. They talked about their favorite games, their dreams, and even their worries. For the first time since Jake moved away, Liam felt whole again. As the call came to an end, Jake leaned closer to the screen. "Let's promise to stay connected no matter how far apart we are. Our friendship is too important to let distance win." Liam nodded, tears of joy in his eyes. "Absolutely. I won't let anything come between us again." After the call, Liam felt a renewed sense of hope. He realized that even though they were miles apart, their friendship was strong enough to withstand anything. The distance might be tough, but it was not impossible to overcome. With a heart full of determination, he began planning a visit to see Jake, knowing that their bond would only grow stronger. As he lay in bed that night, Liam looked at the photos on his wall, now filled with a sense of hope. "You took human children? Now you've signed your death warrant," he whispered to himself, feeling empowered. The distance had tried to take away his friend, but Liam knew that love and friendship could conquer any challenge. He smiled, ready to fight for what mattered most.